What's happening? Thanks for joining us again. I'm Chris.
I'm Pete.
And this is sort of a fun one today. We're going to take a look at Victory's Golden Monkey. It's a Belgian triple, and it's coming in at, what do we got?
9.5, I think.
9.5. It's on here somewhere. Yeah, 9.5. And they're out of Pennsylvania. But this is kind of fun because this particular bottle is the oldest bottle I had in my cellar at home, which wasn't one that I actually acquired somewhere, someone sent me. It was from when I first started cellaring beer. It came in a mixed pack from them, and I just decided to put one of them away. I was all geeked out on having to cellar stuff, so that's what I did, and I figured 5 years was about the mark I wanted to try it, so we've paired it off against a fresh one. So we're just going to see what we got.
And you were legal back in 2007?
Yeah. I think I was 28. It was okay. But I think the most immediate thing we noticed, the pint glasses are the fresh one here, but in the 2007 in the various tulip or shaped glasses, the color difference is amazing.
Yeah.
The fresh one here, and there should be a date right in the front.
It was January 15th or something, so it's about a month and a half old.
Did they change? It's apparently not where it used to be, but okay, so yeah, about a month and a half old, I guess, if we're going to take your word on that. The new one is just really clear, like a dark kind of straw color. You know, it almost has like that macro lager kind of appearance to it, maybe a little darker than, you know, your Bud Light or whatnot, but definitely very clear. The 07 just extremely cloudy. There's tons of just, you know, at least yeast in my part. I think I have the second pour. So
yeah, I don't have
yours is
nearly as much.
Yeah, yours is relatively clear, but still much darker. It's like a, you know, it's in like an amber territory for that one.
Yeah, a little bit of bubbles, but not a whole hell of a lot.
Right, and this one definitely produced, the newer one, a much bigger, you know, frothy, about two finger head at the time when we poured it. But all right, let's see if there's any sort of aroma difference here. So the fresh one.
New to old.
Yeah, a lot of those just Belgian esters. It's really sharp, really pronounced. A lot of like spicy herbalness to it.
Pear and.
Yeah, some of those like those like, you know, apple pear, kind of like the skins and stuff.
Golden Monkey's great beer.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's definitely very floral, very spicy. To the 07.
Oh, completely different.
Yeah, there's none of that spiciness. It's a sweet malt.
I'm still getting a little bit of the pear fruit Belgian, but it's not a whole lot.
Yeah, okay, I get, like, there's a little bit of that fruitiness in there, but just really sweet, like a lot of just like candied sugar, just kind of general like caramel sweetness.
Yeah.
Like some toffee. It smells like a completely different beer. And this one, so the 07 was right on here, September 17th of 07, so
wow.
5.5 years. And yeah, completely different. So let's try the older one first. It's the first beer we're having, so without our palates being wrecked.
Okay, that's fair.
Let's try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's weird. It doesn't have any of the triple qualities in it. Most of it still is that underlying like sweetness, and somebody's making distracting gestures in the background. But yeah, most of the there's definitely some apple skin taste in there. But you know, it's funny, if you handed this to me and said, "What is this?" would I say it's a triple?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I think it has enough of the kind of apple-y pear, kind of Belgian-y thing going that I mean,
Like, I might say maybe this is a little bit past its prime. You know, comparatively, it's sort of like that that Smynose farmhouse ale we had.
Yeah.
Where, like, it didn't resemble anything like the fresh beer did.
Yep.
But, all right, let's just go to fresh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a completely different beer.
Yeah.
There's that sweet, you can get the sweetness in it, but there's a lot more of those big floral, like earthy, like perfumey kind of notes in it.
And it has a little bit of that Belgian-y
Bite
to it too.
I was gonna say there's a little more sharpness in the flavor. It has a little more biting, but.
And this isn't bad. I know you've been carrying it for 4 years, but if I'm gonna pick one, I'm gonna go fresh.
Yeah, I think
in this case,
it was just sort of one of those things. It's like my first seller. I'm like, I want to get any beer that looks like it could sit around for a while.
Yeah.
And I kind of just wanted to do 5 years to see what would happen. And
yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool that, I mean, it's still an interesting, enjoyable beer.
Yeah.
It's interesting that kind of something that you can get year round. Mm-hmm. You can sit down for 5 years, and actually it's not like it's gone bad. I mean, it's still very, very good. Yeah, they're both enjoyable.
I think my tastes lean actually a little more towards the older one. Just the fresh one for me is just, it's a bit too perfumey. Yeah. Too much of that going on, in that biting sharpness I'm usually not a particular fan of. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I don't know if anyone else watching has had one that's older than this, and if it changes or is any better or worse. You know, I'm always interested in thoughts and opinions, so if you have one, leave one. And yeah, we got a lot of beer to keep finishing here, so I guess with a blend. Yeah. So that's we're going to drink a bunch more beers, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Steed gonna come in?
Guest appearance by Steed.
Steed's been drinking fruit wine and beating his wife.
Okay, so quick note on this. We were just doing 2 bottles, but I also happen to have an 09 bottle, which
magically appeared.
Yeah, magically appeared. I didn't think we were going to do it for the video because there was a whole bunch of stuff, but actually we find 09 is probably the best of the lot. It combines the best aspects from both of them. There's, the 07 was just a ton of sweetness, not much else. Like a couple kind of fruity esters, but not too much. The fresh one had all those big perfumey esters, a lot of those, the apple, the pear, but it was sharp and abrasive, and I feel like this 09 just blends them perfectly. It's exactly what you want out of each of the beers. So I have the date on this one. I picked up in October of 09, so that's roughly.
Carry the knot.
Yeah.
3 years and 4 months.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah, that sounds
10,
good.
11, 12. No, that's almost 4 years. No,
carry,
3 years.
Carry the queue.
Carry the queue.
Yeah, divide by hot dog. But,
something.
Yeah. Anyway, I think, like we were sort of just saying a bit, I think, the 07 is just kind of past its prime. There's a lot of oxidation in it, and, I mean, it's interesting to do, but this 09 is fantastic. It's, you can't taste any of the alcohol. I wouldn't say you can taste the alcohol for any of them. No. But, there's still a good deal more carbonation in this one than the 07. And it's drinking well, so.
So on the greatness scale, if I can graph it.
Graph greatness.
2012, 2009, 2007. Like that. Kind of a parabola.
A parabola?
Yes.
Good name drop. I like that.
Oh, you mean that box of parabola?
Yeah. Well, my parabola bolt cutter box.
That could have had something to do with it.
We'll do that. So, yeah, side note, there it is.